Holy crap, the unthinkable just occurred as Seoul Dynasty just beat the New York Excelsior. Seoul Dynasty's path through the Overwatch League has definitely not been easy, and up until this point, they have never really been considered a top team besides their glory days before Season 1. But Seoul Dynasty has finally claimed the throne they once held before the Overwatch League. They were able to defeat the monstrous New York Excelsior for the first time in Season 1 and Season 2 combined, and it was an absolute thriller. Not only were the Seoul Dynasty able to take out the New York Excelsior, the best team in Overwatch League history, they were able to do it in style. Their players left and right looked incredible. Michelle, amazing play on Sombra throughout the last 3 maps. Fisher finally stepping up, looking like the shot caller he needed to be. Ryu Jahong proving to the world that yes, he can still stand up to players like Jonak. And in the wake of Jonak telling Jahong that he will never beat him, Jahong says actions speak louder than words and defeats Jonak, moving his team, the Seoul Dynasty, to the semifinals of the Stage 1 playoffs. The series was started off on the map Ilios, and the Seoul Dynasty looked great, getting a clean 2-0 victory. What's interesting is that Seoul did not play with their standard squad, which consists of Ryu Jahong, Fleta, Fisher, Munchkin, Michelle, and Jexe. They actually played with Zumba, Fitz, Marvel, and Toby. Once they got the victory on Ilios, they immediately subbed out 4 players to put their starters back in, which concludes that this was purely tactical and strategic play coming in from the coaching staff of the Seoul Dynasty. They seem to have a B squad who primarily focuses on control maps like Ilios, Nepal, which allows them to gain more experience on these maps compared to other teams. For example, if the Dynasty's control team are only scrimming and practicing control maps, and New York Excelsior's team is practicing every single game mode on every single map, New York will obviously have way less practice on control than the Seoul Dynasty. Therefore, this strategy was just really interesting to me and seemed to really work out because the Dynasty looked well synergized as they took a clean 2-0 victory and took map 1 under their belt, starting the series off with a statement. The New York Excelsior just couldn't stand up to the ghost play from the Seoul Dynasty, but at this point, it's just one map. The thought of Seoul Dynasty beating New York Excelsior just started popping in people's minds, but was it really going to happen? Did we really believe the Seoul Dynasty could upset the New York Excelsior? Not really. We all expected them to bounce back in the second map, Hollywood. Hollywood starts off with the New York Excelsior struggling again, just like the map Ilios. However, even though they were struggling, they were still able to cap the first point. The second point defense from Seoul Dynasty was super strong. Fisher was able to hold it down, creating incredible space, pushing forward every time, allowing his team to outpoke the Excelsior. We see this time and time again throughout the series. The New York Excelsior keeps struggling through these narrow chokes on attack, and honestly, I believe Fisher is a difference maker here. He's simply being more assertive than Mano with his aggression. New York Excelsior almost got the car to the second checkpoint, but out of nowhere, Seoul Dynasty, the 7th seed going up against the 2nd seed New York, was able to hold them off and pull a miracle. Fleta building up a graviton every 78 seconds compared to Nene's 96, tossing them out left and right. Michelle was able to combine with Fisher and Fleta to pick up incredible Diva Bomb combos. On the second point, New York Excelsior fell apart, and from this point on, it really did seem the Seoul Dynasty was in control. They moved onto their attack and breezed through it, going up 2-0 in the series. Nobody thought it was possible, but it was looking like it was. Even Slasher was in denial on Twitter, tweeting out that the New York Excelsior were gonna reverse sweep. Hell, even I tweeted out that the New York Excelsior were gonna reverse sweep. This just seems so surreal. Well, for a second, a reverse sweep did actually seem possible because on Volskaya, we had an absolute slugfest. Both teams capping each point one after another. It seemed like neither team could stand up on defense, getting crushed. But finally, New York Excelsior did put the nail in the coffin, and they did it in the most exciting way possible. The New York Excelsior had 20 seconds to cap the first point and 80% of the second point, and that's exactly what they did. What's even more crazy is they lost Mano and Meko while capping the second point, and they still won. The last segment of this map was so entertaining to watch. I was on the edge of my seat, and honestly, I will probably do an analysis video to how exactly New York Excelsior was able to cap both points with such a disadvantage and so little time. After an extremely clutch performance by New York Excelsior, the reverse sweep did seem possible to so many Overwatch fans because it seemed like New York Excelsior kicked things into high gear. Going into the last map, Rialto, this was another slugfest. The Seoul Dynasty trying their hardest to close things out, and New York trying their hardest to survive. After the match going all the way down to the wire, the Seoul Dynasty was able to pull it out on top and finally prove that they were the clutch team Lunatic High was once before the league started. The New York Excelsior had 4.5 minutes to finish the third checkpoint and bring the map to overtime, but Seoul Dynasty just used Michelle's Sombra play to their advantage, and my god, poor Nene. I felt so bad for watching that live. As an ex-player and coach, I really feel for him because he's gonna go home, he's gonna put his head on his pillow and just think it was all my fault why we lost. Nene, listen to me, buddy. If you're watching this video, it's okay. It was not your fault. You win as a team and you lose as a team. You win or you learn. There's not really losing in this game. It's all part of the territory. The Seoul Dynasty were able to beat the New York Excelsior for the first time ever, right after they beat the London Spitfire for the first time ever. With this win, they now put themselves in a great position to win Stage 1, but they will have to beat the other monstrous team in the Overwatch League, the Vancouver Titans, who were actually the only undefeated team in the league besides New York. Many people are still doubting Seoul, but honestly, after beating New York and watching their performance, you cannot write them off. This is going to be so fun to watch, and I can't wait for Saturday, March 23rd. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this content, please subscribe to this channel and like the video. Do you guys think the Seoul Dynasty have a chance to win it all? Please let me know in the comment section. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Peace.